So I'm gonna wear the same shirt to make this another video. So again, I'm wearing the same shirt to make another video. This is my haul. I'm going to kind of go over my face routine. I'm using this book. I've been reading it like for the third time now. I did a pandemic studies course online if you want to follow along. It's on my YouTube channel. I really recommend this book. Haven't started this one. I have put in like 10 or 15 hours into this book this time around to reread it. It is very dense and it's a really easy read, but it's dense, meaning that like I haven't gotten too far into it. If anybody wants to start a reading club, I'm tracking my hours for the fundraiser with To Write Love on Our Arms, but I can't get some of the logistical software to work on my phone and my iPad. I don't know why, but I don't have a car and I haven't been able to drive, so my skin is really irritated and red from being sunburnt, and I do still have a ton of makeup on, so I'm going to take it off really fast and then kind of go over my skin routine, and maybe I'll just reapply it. It's not that difficult of a routine. It's pretty simple. I start with toner because my skin really needs it right now, so let me just go ahead. Wipe it down. Kind of just work on the pH balance so that my pores open up. The ammonia in this is somewhat like on the label, and what it does is kind of open my pores so that all the melanin and the toxins on my skin that I'm kind of taking off with the toner get flushed out with the wash, and then I'm gonna do like a simple sugar scrub because I'm trying to get to the dermis. The epidermis itself is kind of trashed right now from all of the sun exposure and the burnt gradient that is created on my layer of skin that is really apparent from this angle. If you can kind of see, it looks like crust, or like kind of like a crust, or like a discoloration or a darkening, just like across my T-line, T-zone here. And then I kind of got an irritated nose too, and I'm kind of trying to get it back to my normal tone of skin. So I start with that. I do this. It's like a cleanser concentrate clarifying face wash. I really like it. I think right now that my skin has a lot of unevenness, it really goes in and sort of gets my skin to flush pretty soon, in like a few minutes, a few hours. For that, I'm gonna go ahead and push like my skin or my hair back, because the skin, when I'm scrubbing it with a sugar scrub, starts to peel right here because I've got like a really dry area next to my hairline. Kind of tangles some of my flyaways and starts to rip it out. It's possible that I could like pull out a chunk of my hair from doing it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it now, because otherwise I'm gonna put a bunch of stuff on my hands and it's going to make it more difficult. Start with my nose, apply it around my chin, I dry like jawline area, under eyes, go under my chin. I have some shades of like uneven skin starting like right here and up here from the sun, and the way I'm trying to kind of get it all flushed is by really working the product into it. Another thing I really recommend, always go up when you're applying the product, no matter what it is, no matter what its intent is, no matter how quick and painless you think the process of applying whatever it is to your skin is. Just be very mindful to always go up. Someone told me that, and with some of these products, they work really, really well, but I've noticed that it does a lot of tightening to your skin, especially if you have young skin or new skin that you've started to expose to the products. It wants to do what you're naturally asking it to do, which is like pull up or even out. So you notice a wrinkle or something like that, just try to, with your fingers, work in the maybe like more like heavy duty product into it, into the direction that your skin is naturally wanting to go. And I think it creates like a more defined like silhouette or framing of your face that's kind of natural, because the skin is growing in naturally and you're kind of treating it to, regrow and flush out, but also like training it to grow and naturally do that by itself. So if you notice something, it's kind of like hair training or toning the redness out of your blonde. I mean, any normal thing that requires these products or interacts with your skin that isn't organic to your skin or hair, you want to kind of let your body know what it should be doing to move forward, because it's not just processing, it's balancing too. So I was kind of also tell it what I want it to, because otherwise it's a lot of toning and using. I go over my skin with this heavier towel, which probably has more bacteria, and then I go in with this one that I only use on my face because I'm trying to minimize the amount of bacteria on my face. Pretty simple. After the two steps that I've taken, I go in and do a sugar scrub. You can do a salt scrub. My skin, right now, being really delicate and stuff, it's like growing in and you can see like the new growth and stuff. I really recommend like this. It's a sugar scrub. It's gonna be finer. The coarseness of what is gonna scrub and work into these like maybe like tanner or like redder or more irritated areas, and gently kind of peel away at it. So I really recommend this one if you have like more of like an LA look where you're kind of looking to tan and have more of like that look. I would recommend something like Lush Salt Scrub. That's going to be coarser. It's a lot more expensive. This stuff is like $3 at HEB. The other stuff is going to really go in and scrub the top layer. I'm kind of hoping after this bottle and after this amount of toner that I'm gonna go ahead and switch up my makeup routine. But I had shorts on and I have like a farmer's tan and like a tan down my legs. So those would be the areas of my body where the skin isn't as like delicate and sensitive, where I would use something more coarse like a salt scrub. But for the intent of what I'm showing you, this is what I've been using. It works really, really well. It's kind of thicker than you would imagine a salt scrub to be. I think that it responds to the water in on your hand and on your skin to kind of like coat the dermis or your skin. This stuff has kind of like an oil base to it, so it like you have plenty of time to kind of coat your skin and work it in, but also use it on areas like your neck or your arms so that you can really get your money's worth, because I like getting my money's worth, or making sure that I'm using the product to the best of my ability with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start showing you what I'm talking about, which is working it into my nose, because that's where I feel like I have freckles and I have the most unevenness on my nose. So I go in, I just gently start working it into like this crease that I notice has like a different color than the rest of my skin. I do it on the bridge, I do it along my, what is this, like your temple and your cheekbones. So I go in, I do it around my laugh lines. You'll start to feel the product kind of turn into a like liquid version, less coarse. You don't feel as much of a interaction going on with your skin. That's kind of when I stop working it in. If I still feel it on my hand, I start to spread it. I'll spread it on my neck, I'll spread it on my arms, because right now I've got, trying to show you the process of also getting rid of a farmer's tan, because right now I've been using a lot of this product and then putting it on my arm. But my arm or my sleeve goes down to here, and the days I was outside, I had a farmer's tan. So maybe I'll post another video showing you kind of like how I get rid of that. My ankles are really bad too, just because I was so pale, and I am so pale naturally, and the tan I got was really, really bad. So I'm going to show you here in a second, because this product is really doing wonders for my skin as far as getting rid of a lot of tan irritation. I mean, after I got sunburned, I wasn't really able to go back outside even for like 5 minutes. Just the UV itself was really burning. My skin is really sensitive, and I've never really spent like too many hours outside voluntarily. It's just not my favorite thing to do. I do have a brother who runs marathons and goes running all the time. He's got like a really caked in tan, but I do not need that. I have very light complexions on my, very light complexion. That's true for my skin, on my face, on my neck, on my arms. So I have to be very conscious that if my skin or my body is telling me that there's a burn or an irritation, that I jump in and start really taking it seriously and prioritizing that in my makeup routine, because normally I really don't do all of this. I've never had acne, so I don't wash my face normally. Like, I just don't need to. I don't do a sugar scrub. I don't normally do a lot to wash my face or maintain like a acne-free zone or anything like that. I really just do toner, and I really just do sunscreen. That is it. I used to do like mascara and like maybe like eye makeup routine. Still kind of play with it, but it's never been more than like makeup remover. So like toner, sunscreen, makeup remover. I really am treating a sunburn right now, and let me see if I can show you because it's pretty bad, and you might think it's funny, but got like a really gnarly suntan. So if you can see how pale my skin has gotten after all of this tanning and stuff on my arms and my legs, and how different the skin has started to look on my face because I've really scrubbed away a lot of the dead skin and a lot of the toxins and impurities and the irritation, and this is a lot of just like my fresh new skin, but there's like a lot of redness. I know though that with the toner and the pH balance being kind of reset with this solution or skin perfector, it's kind of what my skin is asking me for when it looks like too red or just like doesn't feel very good. This kind of goes in and alleviates a lot of it. Neosporin on like a cut, kind of like soothing factor. I didn't want to get Neosporin after a sunburn, but ran out and got this stuff because I know how well it works, and I'm really, really happy with the result. As you can see, it's like very obvious to see how well the product works. This isn't normally the face wash that I buy from Glossier. I do the milk jelly, but I thought that because my skin was so uneven from the tan, that this might even out the skin and kind of make sure that I get a nice even palette throughout. So I did notice that it is working really well to do that. I think that adding the sugar scrub was a plus. I'm really glad I did that for $4 or $3, whatever it was. It's gonna really add to the evening out of my skin and flushing it out to be just one even palette. The pink and the red kind of go in and bring out the toxins, and then this like yellowy remainder of the product is going to go in to really neutralize my skin tone so I look like a healthier glow, because right now I look like two different colors, and I can't really take my sweater off. I've been taking a ton of pictures, and all of my pictures I have a sweater because I can't really take my sweater off. But yeah, so I do recommend this if you don't really have a suntan, just kind of want to get to a place where your skin looks healthier and glowing. I recommend a sea salt scrub, and that by Lush is really, really good. One bucket of that and you won't, and you can use it on all over your body. It's safe, it's vegan and stuff like that, and I highly recommend it. It really will kind of get some of your skin and stuff flushed and like healthy and detoxified. Something else I've been using to kind of make sure my skin is healed up properly is this primer moisturizer. It's oil control gel cream. I've never used it. It's like a newer product by Glossier. It wasn't available when I first started going to their pop-up in Chicago and really buying up all of their product and introducing it into my makeup routine and really getting to know myself, or getting to know every single one of their products and getting to know myself, because I didn't really understand, I guess, what my skin needed, because I never had acne. I didn't have too complicated of a makeup routine, so I didn't really go in and like need to do skincare, and I was so young. I didn't think I needed to do anything to my skin. It looked just normal. Like, I didn't think, oh, I'm getting wrinkles, or I'm getting like deep crow's feet or something like that. Like, I need to go in, there's an emergency. There wasn't any discoloration in my skin, so I never really worried about it. But this I really recommend. The primer works really well too. That at first when I had the sunburn went in and really kind of found the problem areas of my skin. So as you can see, there's like irritation from the primer because it flushed a lot of the toxins out. So I get like redness when I use the toner, and I noticed that this gel stuff goes in and really soothes my skin, and it feels really good. It kind of enhances the like pH balance effect where everything starts to feel flushed and milky on my skin, and I think that the gel and the oil make sure that everything's really clean. Even if you don't want to invest in a cleanser, I do encourage you to, because I think it helps with flushing out your skin and getting a really even complexion. But this stuff will go in and do that, and make your skin feel really clean throughout the day. Because another thing you'll notice when you do makeup, or when you have like a really clean face during the day, even halfway through your day, if you decide to use the toner and give your skin a wipe, you'll notice all of the dirt that all of the dirt that you didn't know your skin starts to kind of like rack up all day long. So I do encourage you, if you haven't used this product, I never use it, this is my first time using it, but in this situation I would recommend it. Outside this situation, I think it's a really healthy alternative. If you don't think you have the time, I mean, it's already been 20 minutes. If you don't have the time to do a sugar scrub, a toner, and a face, like a face cleanser, a face wash, this feels to me like toner and sunscreen in one. So if you also have like a really simple routine and you think, I want something like, you know, toner and sunscreen, because I don't really like the fuss, maybe like a really simple eye or something, because I don't have a lot to do today, or I don't really want to, you know, bother. Just you just want to replace that with this. I definitely encourage you to try it, because it works to me the same way, and I've noticed that it does feel like really like clean on my skin, so that like I don't feel like irritation or like a blemish coming or something like that. If you haven't tried it, I definitely encourage you to. I would substitute both of those products for this. I don't know that my skin is oily enough to keep using toner and sunscreen all of the time. Now, if Glossier puts sunscreen into this, that would be amazing, but I may still stick with sunscreen in this. I do get freckles, so this I'm trying to see if it does the toning so that I don't have to worry about that. If I start to notice it, I may go back to the toner and the sunscreen and just leave it at that, but we'll see. The other thing I like to use, and this is new too, I've never done this color. I did more of an orangier color, but this is the Dusk, and I like it a lot. It's like almost like porcelain on my skin. So I just go in and I put it on my cheekbones, and then I put it on my lip, because a little dab will do ya. So you want to do pretty much a dab on your finger, put it on your cheekbones, and then work it in, which is what I'm doing here without a mirror. But I guess I should try to use a mirror, because when you use your phone, it doesn't necessarily give you the exact true to reality look that you, especially when you're working on your cheekbones, you want to kind of make sure you don't look like inorganic. It can be kind of hard to work into your skin, especially if it's still moist from the product. So if you have more time, definitely let your skin dry, but for the sake of this, I don't know that it makes too much of a difference, because it's almost completely dry. But I'm just gonna say it because I think if you have a lot of time, you want to enjoy a cup of coffee or something while you do this, I encourage you to do that. But the other thing I'm gonna do, is pull out my mascara curl or my eyelash curler. Now this works really well. I like to use it, and I always have when I've used mascara. My eyelashes are really long, and the mascara makes them really heavy, so I pack it up and take it with me throughout the day. And if I notice that they start to droop or something like that, I start to use it again because I like really curly eyelashes. So I try and get to the line with it, like the very crease of my eyelid, and curl from there. And I do it a couple pulses and then I hold it before I put on the mascara. And this is just because I want to kind of shock my eye line to think it's time. We're doing this, we're getting in here, we're gonna do the makeup routine, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna be so happy. And it usually works. I go in and I don't have too much of a problem with my makeup routine. It's pretty simple though, so I don't know. I've seen some pretty fancy eye makeup. I keep it pretty dull, but I do love black eyeliner. So I go in and I still have leftover eyeliner, and I love that because it makes my next eyeliner application that much easier. It doesn't have to be super complicated. I just go in, I redraw the lines on my eyes. Now that I've added the mascara or the eyeliner to the outline of my eye, I leave it as such. I mean, I just need to see the shape of my eye. I don't want to go in and do too much because I've got eyeshadow. It's black now, and I love it. I didn't know whether or not it was like essential for my makeup routine. I've gotten some pretty fun colors, and I was thinking to myself, like, why would I need to go and, you know, start shadowing and stuff? But with this, I definitely encourage you to do it. It's life-changing. It's restructured my entire makeup routine. So I go in and I start going into the shadow line, and I go across from there, and it's just kind of making the shape of my eye. And then if you want, you can go in and kind of dab it into the bottom. They sell, and I like this one because it's got a sharpener, which is cool. I can always just take it with me no matter what and not worry about it breaking or not working as well as it did when I applied. The reason that I'm bringing it up though is because they sell like really thick gel based ones, and when you apply the black eyeshadow to your face and you want to just put it on thick at the bottom, it works super well to keep the eyeshadow on your face, because I've seen a lot of really cool makeup and I was wondering how they do that. And someone at the back store was just kind of chatting me up and telling me like a couple of ways to do that and get that effect. And yeah, it's actually a lot simpler than you think. It's just kind of having the tools and the resources recommended to you, or you know, because you don't want to over splurge or waste too much money on makeup, because I like to, ooh, I have makeup on my face. I like to gut my makeup and keep it really sanitary. So what that means is like I like to get through all of my product in the bottle completely before I say I'm done using the product and walking away from it. So if the manufacturer of Glossier decided this is the amount of toner I want in this bottle, I want to use the entire amount of toner in the bottle to get the effect that the person who created this product designated for it. Same thing with face cleanser. That's why I don't normally buy so much face cleanser or use it in my makeup routine usually. Same with sugar scrub. You want to use the entire contents of the product. You don't want to just say, I tried it, I didn't really like it, I tried a little bit of it, my skin didn't like it, my skin didn't know what to do with it. Your skin is trained, and intended to know what to do. You're introducing a product, it's going to respond the right way to it. You just have to finish out the bottle. Once you do that, you can decide if that's the best option for you and create that opinion based off of that. Otherwise, you're gonna make a bias and create the bias, and then if you create the bias, you're at fault or you're responsible for that conversation or the dead end of that conversation that you just made because you just drove the car in the conversation to the dead end. And a lot of people do it, and they do it a lot, and I don't really like those people. I stay away from those people. That's why I am a finish the bottle kind of person. So like I mentioned, my makeup routine is pretty simple. I just do like a shape of my eye in black. My makeup routine has been restructured by this little bit of black MAC eyeshadow. Now I go in and on the other side of the brush, I just do a couple of dabs into the green. I really like this green right now, so I've been using it a whole lot. I'm sure I'm gonna love the blue and the red once I get into it, but right now it's all about this green. I just love the way it looks on my eye. It's almost like a gunmetal gray. And I used to wear a ton of gunmetal gray, and I think it's such a great color. And seeing the green and the black kind of like interact with the light, I'm just like, oh my god, that's so cool. So I really encourage you to try this color if you're into that or that sounds interesting to you. It's called Mo Money, Mo Problems. It's like this cool green. I just put it again like right here, and I just like outline the shape of my eye, and you can keep going into this crease and just keep doing it so that you get that shape. But outside of that, I'm done. So I've already gotten like all of my key makeup routine checked off at this point. I go in now with blue mascara. Now, I have used this in the past, which is plain black, big, by definition, Sephora mascara, but I'm gonna do a blue. And I like the blue a lot. I've been using it since I was like 12. I always do it, and I just like the way it looks in the light. So I've done this. I've done a very similar green mascara to the color of the green in the eyeshadow that I just showed you, which doesn't sound by any means like, you know, like everyone's go-to or the like most popular answer for mascara, but I was 12, 13, 14 and thinking I was really cool because I was wearing makeup, and I was probably not supposed to, and using like blush on my eyelids and stuff like that. I don't know, but when I get done, there's not too much of a cleanup with my tools. So I've got like an eyelash curler, and I've got like a brush that I was using. I do have Q-tips if I need to go in and clean it up more. I highly encourage you to pack some of these up into your makeup bag, and one of these. This is a Sephora Mini Daily Brush Cleaner Spray. I think it's healthier to use. It's like oil-based rather than alcohol-based. So when you're doing like makeup remover and wipes like that, they can get unsanitary from just being exposed to your bathroom, or they can get unsanitary because you're like using them on like your skin, and then you start using them for other reasons because you get in the habit that there's like a sanitizer property to them because there's disinfectant or like alcohol. You can also get into the habit of using it and creating like an acne problem for yourself because your skin doesn't have that oil like bulb or whatever that is naturally excreting oil onto your skin. You introduce that, it starts to excrete, and then it doesn't want to like go back to just being normal, healthy, bright, toned, evened out palette of skin. So this I feel like works best with my skin. It's just a brush cleaner, so there's not too much exchange. I try to use toner, something more gentle when I'm removing makeup, or just go ahead and wash it off and just let what's there be there. It's not going to bother too many people. It doesn't bother me. But this has really changed any acne problems when I was having slight acne from using dirty brushes. And what I mean by that is, like, I would try and do like a bronzer effect sometimes, and the brush got dirty and I noticed like a blackhead or two pop up. And so when I introduced this, immediately the blackheads like disappeared. I didn't really have a blackhead problem, but when I started cleaning my brushes, I noticed an instant difference. So I prefer this over the sanitary wipes, which I was already using, and they didn't really prevent that from happening, and they didn't really fix my skin problem after the problem was created from using a dirty brush. So if that makes sense, this is what I recommend. And all in all, that is everything I do in a makeup routine. I then take this off, and my hair is really healthy. I've bleached it out, but it's super long. It's super thick. The layers are all evened out. I have a ton of new growth in the front and in the back. So like, I've had friends who've bleached out their hair, used toner, and then had to shave off like half their back of their like scalp, because like the hair will break off at the root from using the toner. So fair warning, you want to maybe make sure your hair is nice and greased up before you use toner if you're trying to go lighter, and definitely try and maybe under quote the time that you're gonna put the toner in, and do it a second time later down the line so that you prevent something like breakage. So I use this product a lot, or this brand of product is Verb oil. This is the ghost oil. It works really well to kind of strengthen and like make my hair feel really fibrous and tough, like ropes. There's like sections of my hair when I put it in that I kind of divvy out, and when I do that, it starts to feel really strong. And then I use this too. It's called the Ghost Exfoliating Scalp Nectar. It's more of a gel consistency, and I put it at the root. I put it at the root throughout my scalp, actually. And then if I feel like my hair is maybe looking frizzy or too oiled up, I go in and I like coat it with it so that it starts to kind of do like a dry shampoo effect, but doesn't remove the oil or the like natural shine on my hair. That I think works really well. There's another brand called We that works really well. It's a little higher of a price point. I would definitely start with that if your hair is feeling unhealthy, or you're trying to go blonde and you have really dark hair like me. You want to get it to a point where it feels stable, because if the pH balance of your black hair isn't there, it can easily fall out. Even if you like are doing everything else right, it's possible. I don't want you to have a bad going blonde experience. If you are just have darker hair, you're kind of more fortunate, because JVN makes products, and their products are really well designed for darker hair. I had the best shine experience with that hair product. That hairline works really well with dark hair, and right before I went blonde, I started using it. But when I went blonde, I noticed all the red that it put in my hair. You'll only notice it if you go blonde. I didn't notice it, and I have tons of hair, and I didn't really use anything else. So I do know that it was that, but it was super easy to get out. Like, I just used a little bit of dry shampoo, a little bit of this scalp serum to get some of the growth going, because I had just gone blonde and I didn't want my hair to feel like not healthy. And then I started the process of adding oil so that it felt stronger. But at first, when I did the kind of like a dry shampoo and scalp serum treatments on my hair. It definitely took the red out with just like one bottle of each. So if you decide to go for it, it's a like lower price point. It's like maybe half the price, but it works really well. I mean, my hair was really healthy using it. This is another product, and I just keep the bottles because they're like squirt bottles, and I think I might recycle them for something in a glass, so you don't want to just chunk them into the trash. Plus ammonia, so if I ever decide to put like vinegar and water and mix it into something else for my hair care treatment, I think that it'll do what it's supposed to do, because there's a lot of really good stuff in this product too. It does leave my hair feeling a lot drier, so I don't prefer this the most. Price point wise, it's about on bar with JVN. So if you like JVN better, or if you have blonde hair and you can't do JVN, I recommend this. It's a nice alternative because of the price point, but it's going to get a lot of the red out too. If you're having problems with that, this will probably fix it, because it's got like a really milky property to it, so it just naturally wants to do that pH balance to your hair and kind of shock the red out. So if you don't know, I like to go organic with things. Another thing, if you're fortunate enough to have black hair still, or you just like black hair and you have a hair care routine with black hair, I recommend doing vinegar, like just like plain water and vinegar in your hair. The smell isn't ideal, but as far as doing like what oil and the scalp serum have done to this hair, the fibrous thing, my black hair, when I introduced vinegar, for whatever reason, the pH balance of my natural hair that's black with it just felt really slick, shiny, and like strong. So if you feel like your hair is falling out, or you just want to get something of a jolt introduced so that you can maybe transition and do like a fun thing to your hair with bleach, or if you just kind of feel like you're stuck with your hair care routine and you don't necessarily feel like it's in a good place, try vinegar. It's like a natural product that a lot of people sneak into some of these hair care products, and it works really well with black hair. I mean, my hair never tangled or anything like that when I was using it, so I think it will eliminate a lot of the problems you may be having. Just to kind of suggest something, it's like Windex or something for hair. It just really kind of like guts whatever it is your scalp or your hair are dealing with. Kind of like a flush. Another product that I use, and I'm gonna be really quick because this is my shower, and well, this is like what I was bringing up earlier. This brand works really well. It's a higher price point, like I mentioned. My skin's still drying off from all of the primer, but that's fine. This stuff is for thick hair, and it's the conditioner, and this one is to balance out my hair. I think it's for fine hair, and it's shampoo. So fine hair shampoo, I want it to be gentler. Thick hair for conditioner, because I don't need as much oil. I don't want my hair to get super greasy or look super greasy, or have to spend too much time in the sink trying to wash out my bangs because of a conditioner. And that tends to happen because I'm always outside and I don't have a lot of time to carry too many things with me or deal with it or keep taking time out of my day. So if you have a busier schedule, trying to find the right mix for your hair care is something I would recommend. Sometimes it's something like that. Some people just grab the same one. These two things don't do the same thing, so that the way they're going to respond with your hair isn't going to be the same. Finding the right balance. This is the right balance for me. This is another good suggestion that I have tucked away up my sleeve. The body cleanser. It is really gentle on your skin, and it leaves me feeling really clean. It's got a really great fragrance. I love the way it smells. I love the way it mixes with my perfume. I think it leaves like a really fresh, not a musk, but like a fresh kind of like scent. So it's more of like a earthier like fragrance, but I wouldn't say patchouli either. So if you haven't tried it, I recommend it. If you like more florals, maybe go a different direction. If you like fruitier scents, I tend to stay away from them because it reminds me of like a junior high locker room. Not into it, so not something I'd go for, but if that's your thing, definitely encourage you to do what you think is best for you. That is the conclusion of my hair care and makeup routine. The last thing I would point out about it though is that I do, when I get my hair going in the morning, like to do is use this big comb to kind of just really quick comb it out, and it's just to get any major tangles identified or out. I mean, if it's too big of a tangle, I don't want to just keep messing with it. I want to find it and kind of see if I can't troubleshoot it with my hands so that I don't, so I minimize some of the breakage or pulling out my hair, trying to be as gentle with it as possible because it feels really good and healthy, and I don't want to introduce bacteria to it or mess with it too much. I then go in and brush a little bit. It's not gonna be a really complicated thing. And I kind of just let it do what it naturally wants to do. And I'm just mindful of whether or not it looks uniformed. If it starts to look like it's starting to look like an all over, like homeostasis kind of, one, like, you know, like uniformed kind of, look to all of it, because I've got so much length, but then I've got these bangs and new growth. If this starts to frizz out too much, if the strands start to frizz out, or if my roots look too dry or too oily, I kind of want to troubleshoot and balance it so that it's an all over aesthetic rather than like a just like, well, my hair looks dull, so I'm gonna just add like shine to it all over. You don't want to do something like that because it could create a problem either with your tips, with your bangs, with your new growth, or with your scalp, or with your routine as like a practice, because now you're gonna have to buy something because it's too dry, and now you need really expensive oil to kind of go in and make sure that everything is getting absorbed like it should. You don't want one section of your hair to be really greasy. When that's happening, you want to kind of go in and wash your hair in a sink and make sure it looks cleaner. So kind of knowing the way to troubleshoot things like that, and making sure that you can kind of get your hair situated and looking kind of uniformed, because I'm outside a lot and there's a lot of humidity, but there's also a lot of just dirt and a lot of ways that my hair starts to just kind of tangle, and I don't want that. I want it to be kind of sectioned out and fibrous, but also strong, and the shiny part starts to naturally happen. You don't want to worry too much about it or introduce it. Now, if you have black hair, I do encourage you to try maybe greasing it up and going in that direction, because that's easier to do with black hair, but not so much with blonde hair. I've found to be my experience. So that's it. That is my bathroom, and that is my makeup routine and my hair care routine. I don't have anything else to show you. If you don't have a tote bag like this, I also use the Body Hero. But if you don't have the bag, I highly recommend it for traveling purposes. It's never had a spill or like a broken product. I think that when you're traveling or packing up and getting out on the road or just spending a weekend somewhere, the worst feeling is getting there and then having something like, for even if it's like 20 bucks, spilling in your bag. So this is really sturdy, really stable, really tight. There's pockets and stuff, and so things get kind of like packed in so that there's no issues with that. So if you haven't invested in one of these, I highly recommend it. But other than that, thanks for joining me on my makeup routine. Bye guys.